Welcome to Kahani Bar. Kahani Bar brings you a cocktail of short stories in English and in Hindustani. I am Payal, and today I'm going to narrate a story by Rabindranath Tagore called The Postmaster. The postmaster first took up his duties in the village of Ullapur. Though the village was a small one, there was an indigo factory near it. And the proprietor, an Englishman, had a big establishment. The postmaster was a Calcutta boy. He felt like a fish out of water in this remote village. His office and living room were in a small thatched shed, not far from a muddy pond, surrounded by a dense growth of trees. The branch roads that came down from all sides to the village ended in this pond. On one side, a high bank covered with a thick jungle leaned over the water. Here, at evening, fireflies would flash their tiny lamps and the faint glimmer would be reflected in dark water below. The postmaster's salary was small. He had no company and no work to do in the evening. The weary cries of the jackals and the incessant sound of the grasshoppers were his only companions. One could almost hear the sound of the leaves falling on the ground at night. When the postmaster felt lonely, he would sometimes call Ratan, an orphan girl of the village, to his side. Ratan had no family except the postmaster. She cooked his meals, cleaned his room, and looked after him in many little ways. In return, she received a few kind words and a little food. She loved the postmaster dearly. She longed for him to talk about Calcutta, about his mother, his sister, things she had never known. She would sit beside him while he told her stories of city life. Slowly, she began to dream of Calcutta too. During the rains, the postmaster fell ill. With great difficulty, he dragged himself through his official duties. But his condition did not prevent him from crying out, "Ratan!" whenever he needed something. Ratan was always at hand. She would fan him, bring him water, and fetch his medicine. When he was too weak to eat, Ratan wept silently at the helpless sight of him. As the days went by, the postmaster felt more and more out of place in Ullapur. Struck by a sudden wave of homesickness one day, he decided that enough was enough. He wrote a letter to his superiors asking for a transfer. The request was rejected. This refusal made him angry. He wrote another letter, this time resigning his post altogether. He began to imagine his old home, his mother's face. He would go back to Calcutta. When Ratan learned that the postmaster was leaving, she was stunned. She quietly asked, "Will you take me with you?" The postmaster laughed. "What a silly idea," he said. "How can I take you with me?" Ratan bit her lip. She had believed in her heart that she belonged to him, that she had a right to go with him. But hearing his words, she retreated to a corner and cried silently. The postmaster, meanwhile, was absorbed in his own plans. He thought sentimentally of taking leave of Ratan. He called her and said kindly, "Ratan, I'm going home. If anyone asks for me, tell them I've gone." Ratan remained silent. He tried again. "I'll arrange for someone to look after you." Ratan exclaimed sharply, "No, I don't want anything." The postmaster was touched. He reached into his pocket and pulled out some money. "Here, take this," he said gently. Ratan fell at his feet sobbing. No, I don't want anything from you." The boat that would take the postmaster away from the village was ready. He stepped into it and sat down. The boatman pushed off from the shore. As the boat began to move, a feeling of emptiness came over him. He thought tenderly, if only I had taken Ratan with me, what harm could it do? But soon, he brushed away the idea as foolish. Meanwhile, in the village, Ratan wandered around the postmaster's empty house. She waited and waited. Perhaps he would return. She refused to believe that he had gone forever. But he never came back. I'd like to end this story with Rabindranath Tagore's words. Love cannot be given, it waits to be accepted. Such are the mysteries of love. Signing off, this is Payal. Take care of yourselves until we meet again.